morning here at Bloconomic. I'm Dhawal Chopda from Kribaco. Blocking Solutions is my other firm. So what we do is that we analyze blockchain projects. We analyze token offerings, we analyze exchanges, and prepare reports that investors can use, that institutional investors can use to dictate their investments, right? The question arises, why do we exist? Why do firms that focus on research, on studying different organizations exist? The reason is this. How many of us have been enticed to give away Ethereum on Twitter? How many of us have been forced to change our name and put not giving away ETH on our Twitter handles? This is the reason we exist. The space that we're in today, it has changed the world. Mistakes, being unaware, has resulted in punishments. While things like treachery, they've resulted in rewards. People have made off thousands of dollars because you were ignorant. And this is the reason we exist. These institutions are like lighthouses that enlighten our world. They take the form of rating agencies, watchdogs, investigative journalists, and good Samaritans. The question arises, how do we do what we do? We follow a very simple process called the Trinity. The Trinity is a three-phase process to analyze blockchains. The first is consensus. We analyze what goes into the consensus of a particular blockchain. How are the transactions being confirmed? How are the people involved in the network? How do they know whether or not is this a valid transaction? We study proof of stake, we study proof of work, we study whether there are any other better consensus mechanisms in the field. We study whether or not your blockchain is vulnerable to attacks. What makes you weak? We move on to a structural analysis. The structural analysis involves a more detailed study of the entire blockchain. We go into block sizes. We go into the data structure, how the data flows, the miners involved. Structural analysis also involves a study of the transactions per second. It involves a study of whether or not can this be scaled up to real-life use cases. Thirdly, the final part in the Trinity, we come to management mechanism. The study of management mechanism is quite interesting. It is here that we think ahead. We think whether can this particular blockchain be used in a similar way 5 years down the line? Is this flexible enough? Does this keep people motivated enough? Is this decentralized, or does it have a certain centralized control? Consensus, structural analysis, and management mechanism. This makes up the Trinity that we follow. It's quite interesting that the three of them have to work in tandem to make sure a particular blockchain delivers. A typical example of something not working, where not much thought went into the blockchain, was Verge. Verge adopted Peercoin's consensus mechanism. Without realizing that Peercoin uses a proof-of-stake mechanism, whereas Verge in itself was based on proof of work. This is the reason that Verge was hacked, not once, but twice in April 2018. We move on to a more detailed analysis of the company. Here are the 10 commandments that we follow. The first was the Trinity, and these are the 10 commandments. The Trinity is more of a detailed analysis of the blockchain, while the 10 commandments focus more on the company. The first commandment is the most important one, a study of the purpose of the industry and the use case. We study as to why the particular blockchain exists. What is its use? This is a very, very, very important part in our research, because we realize that there are certain blockchains created to send spaceships to the moon. There are certain blockchains created to revolutionize big data. There are certain blockchains created to enable payments. The difference you'll notice is that not everything is possible today. We can't go to Mars today using the blockchain anyway. It's not related. Payments, supply chain, insurance, these are important use cases. These are important industries in which the blockchain can be used. Not banana coin, not marijuana coin. A lack of research in this sector has resulted in things like this. They're literally decentralizing Jesus. The second commandment that we come to is the leader in the team. Now, it's very, very important to understand the fact that a company in its infancy is driven most by its leader. As the company matures, it develops arms. But in its infancy, when today, leaders and the top management team is the most important thing. We also realize that we don't always need superheroes. Sometimes, 21-year-old college dropouts wearing unicorn t-shirts can do the trick. Enter Vitalik Buterin. The research on the team takes a deep dive into the persona and the psyche of the leader, not just his educational background. Can he do what's possible? And that is the most important question. The third study is about smart contracts. It's about the blockchain you're based on. This is quite important because it's the smart contract or the blockchain that governs the fundamental aspect of your functioning. A mistake here could ruin millions and billions of dollars 2 years down the line, 3 years down the line. There are 7 other commandments that we follow. An operational analysis into the company, a security audit of not just your smart contract, but also your company. Is there a possibility of internal threat? A financial health audit. Have you raised enough money? Or have you raised a few billion more than you require? This audit not just sees whether you're using your money appropriately, but whether you actually need it. Or are you just only behind raising money? The next is banking declaration. As we know that there are some news elements that can crash the market. PS, Tether. Banking declaration goes a long way in establishing the legitimacy of your organization. In establishing whether you're here to stay or whether you're here to pack your bags and leave on the first sign of trouble. Performance reports, token metrics, and physical verification audits form the other 3. It's quite important to note that there are 10 commandments and not just 2 or 3, because a company can fail in any of these areas, resulting into a loss of billions of dollars. The age we're in is a very young age. We're probably just 8 years, 10 years into the making. As mentioned in one of the previous seminars, we're only a few $billion big. There are other sectors worth trillions and trillions of dollars, but we're small. And this all started not just with Satoshi Nakamoto in 2008, but on the Yap Islands 1,500 years ago, where the first blockchain was used. The Yap Islands in Micronesia, in the Pacific Ocean. Satoshi, in 2008, gave this sector an organized look. But till today, we don't know who Satoshi is. As I come to the end of my presentation, I would like to give a tribute to Satoshi Nakamoto. We do not know who he is or who they are. They can be anyone. They can be sitting right in our room, just noticing us speak in what he created and what he started. Is it someone in this room? We won't know. But whatever he did, he started a beautiful revolution to give power to you, to make sure that you, my dear friends, have power to change the way the world works, to make sure that central institutions don't have the power to keep you in their control. I hope each and every one of us today promise to do our bit and to be true to ourselves. At the same time, help others, because lighthouses are in need everywhere. Thank you so much.